Most people spend their lives chasing more. But what if the secret to happiness was already in your hands? In a world where everyone seems to be running after bigger dreams, shinier things, and endless lists of wants, it's easy to believe that happiness is always just out of reach. But sometimes, the greatest treasures are hidden in plain sight, waiting to be discovered by those who know how to look. This is the story of a wealthy traveler, restless and unsatisfied despite all he owned, and a humble village woman whose laughter echoed through the fields. Even though her home was small and her possessions few, their paths would cross in the most unexpected way, and what happened next would change both of their lives forever. The traveler arrived in the village just as the sun was rising, his fine clothes dusted from the long journey. He had wandered far and wide, searching for the happiness that always seemed to slip through his fingers. No matter how much he acquired, his carriage, filled with trunks and treasures, drew curious glances from the villagers, who lived simply and greeted each day with quiet contentment. Yet, what caught the traveler's attention most was not the quaint houses or the peaceful fields, but the sound of laughter drifting from a small cottage at the edge of the village. There, a woman with bright eyes and worn hands was singing as she swept her doorstep, her joy as radiant as the morning light. The traveler, intrigued by her happiness, wondered how someone with so little could seem so fulfilled. Curiosity led the traveler to the woman's doorstep, where she welcomed him with a warm smile and invited him inside. Her home was small, with only a few handmade chairs, a wooden table, and sunlight streaming through a single window. There were no expensive decorations, no shelves lined with treasures, just a vase of wildflowers and the gentle aroma of fresh bread. Yet, the air was filled with a sense of peace and belonging that the traveler had never felt in his grand estates. As he looked around, expecting to find some hidden source of her happiness, he realized there was nothing but simplicity and love. He couldn't believe what he saw next. The woman, humming softly, began to set the table with care, as if preparing for a grand celebration, her joy undiminished by the modesty of her surroundings. The woman motioned for the traveler to sit, and soon she placed before him a meal of fresh bread, a bowl of hearty soup, and a handful of ripe berries. Though the food was simple, the way she served it made it feel like a feast. As they ate, she shared stories of the village, her laughter bubbling up and filling the small room with warmth. The traveler, used to lavish banquets and silent dining halls, was surprised by how full his heart felt with each bite. Every gesture, every smile, seemed to add flavor to the meal. The woman's joy in sharing what little she had made the traveler feel as though he was receiving a priceless gift. In that moment, surrounded by kindness and laughter, he realized he had never felt so welcome or so abundantly cared for in all his years. As the meal ended, the traveler couldn't hide his confusion. He looked around at the bare walls and the simple meal they had just shared. "How can you be so happy with so little?" he asked, his voice tinged with disbelief. He thought of his own life, filled with endless pursuits and restless nights, always wanting more, yet never feeling satisfied. The woman smiled gently, her eyes calm and steady. "I have enough," she replied, "and that is more than many can say." Her words lingered in the air, a quiet contrast to the traveler's constant longing. He realized that while he had spent his life searching for happiness in distant places, she had found it right where she was, in the simple joys of each day. The traveler leaned in, eager to understand the secret behind her happiness. The woman's eyes sparkled as she spoke. "Each morning, I wake up grateful for what I have: a roof over my head, food to share, and friends to laugh with. I don't measure my life by what I lack, but by the blessings I hold." She paused, then added, "True joy comes from sharing, not hoarding. When I give, my heart feels lighter, and the world seems brighter." The traveler listened, captivated by her gentle wisdom. Her answer would change his life forever, for in that moment, he realized he had been searching for happiness in all the wrong places. The simplicity of her words planted a seed of understanding deep within his heart. That evening, the traveler wandered through the village, the woman's words echoing in his mind. He watched children playing with handmade toys, neighbors exchanging smiles, and friends sharing stories by the fire. Inspired, he decided to give away some of his own belongings: a warm coat to a shivering child, a loaf of bread to a hungry family. Each act of kindness brought a new sense of lightness to his heart. For the first time, he felt a happiness that didn't depend on what he owned, but on what he gave. He began to notice the beauty in simple things: the golden glow of sunset, the laughter of strangers, the comfort of a shared meal. Gratitude filled him, and he understood at last that true happiness had been within his reach all along. Happiness isn't about having more, but about loving what you have and sharing it with others. The traveler's journey taught him that true joy grows from gratitude and the simple act of giving. No matter where you are or what you possess, you can find contentment by appreciating your blessings and spreading kindness. Today, take a moment to notice the good in your life and share it, even in small ways. You might discover that happiness has been waiting for you all along, right where you are.